week 5, Monday, the 28th of April. I have not lost weight this week. I increased the dose to 5 milligram on Saturday. Today is Monday. Well, for at least another 22 minutes anyway. All of this week, when I've weighed myself, it's been BP. Before I have been constipated probably till the afternoon. In the evening, maybe. I felt really like bloated and full. I tried to have squash in my water bottle instead to see whether the sweetness is supposed to help, and I just felt bloated it's weird. Anyway, I'm over that. Today we as in the camera club that I belong to went for a jaunt around this gardens in nearby town, and for the tulip festival. Massive letdown. It was nice. It wasn't worth £9, but it was nice. We went to Sainsbury's afterwards to get a sandwich because obviously the cafe there was really fucking expensive. Got a cup of tea, had a sandwich and one of those Lindor chocolate bars. Went to the next location because it was loads of wild garlic in this wood. We was looking for like bluebells and wild garlic and that. And we sat at the picnic bench and chatted, and I only ate half a sandwich. Yeah, I know. Half. I ate half of it, and it was, even then, it was to get through one half was like, I'm not sure if I'm hungry. But I finished the sandwich, and then I wrapped the other half up and put it in my bag. And the chocolate, I had 2 segments. 2. When I got home a few hours later, I had the other half of the sandwich and the rest of the chocolate. Yeah. The cat's having a flit. Can you hear him? He's an idiot. The ginger idiot is going as he's having a zoomie. You might hear it. He might run in here in a minute and they go, can you hear it? He's a dickhead. It's never dull when you got a cat. It really isn't. So yeah, I mean, appetite wise has gone right down. Right down. I was definitely over the 2.5. I'm glad I'm on the 5. Fucking cat is a dickhead. He's just knocked over the litter tray. And now he's run outside. Ginger cats. Ginger cats. That's what I gotta say on it. That's just it. I can't top that. I now have to go and pick up all the cat litter that he's just knocked over. Fucking cats. Dickhead. Hola. Today's Wednesday the 30th. Officially. Day 1 of week 6. Didn't really have much to say in week 5. As you saw. So here's the catch up for week 5. So since my video a couple of days ago, by the way, there's going to be a lot of TMI. Okay, so just be warned. There's TMI. Current mood. Current mood. Obviously, I mean, look at the state of me. Rundown. So today, this morning, I went to the hospital and I had what was the name of it? Basically, biopsy of the lining of my womb. That's what I had this morning. And it was thoroughly unpleasant and painful. And yes, I did cry. And I swore a lot. And she can give me local anaesthetic. I'm laughing now. And I went, whoa. She goes, what? I said, it's like having a wee in reverse. And she just laughed. She said, legs akimbo in stirrups. Oh, dear. She goes, what do you mean? I said, do you know when you like need a wee really desperately and it's coming out and it almost like burns when you're coming out, but not burns, but it's like that, oh, really need a wee, and then it's that relief sort of weird pain. It's not pain, but it was like that in reverse. It was... Anyway, too much information. Of course I didn't get much sleep. The day before, Tuesday, if there was an arsehole to deal with, I had to deal with it. I had the physiotherapist to follow up from the GP's referral at his surgery, I might add. And basically the physiotherapist was a prick. Didn't listen to a thing I said. Didn't know why I was even there. So then I was going over what I discussed with the GP. And everything was quite cordial. And he was just hot. He didn't care. You could tell he didn't give a fuck, and he wasn't listening. So then, of course, you get frustrated because you want to be heard. You want to, you want to you've had this referral, and you're saying, well, I think it could be for this. This is what I talked about with the GP. Oh no, you can't. Blah blah blah. We won't do that. We won't touch that. It was like, well, I got my knee braces through the NHS through the clinic, so why can't I have a follow-up appointment and have them replaced because they've worn out? Oh no, you have to buy them. I went, no, I don't. Otherwise the GP wouldn't have just referred me to you, so you can refer me to So then I mentioned about, maybe it was about this, and he basically, what's your neck movement? I said, well, remember that I've got hypermobility, so my neck movement is going to be more than other people's, so don't think that's my normal, because it's not. And because I'm doing all this, and I said, well, and then all this is rock hard, and he just went, no, that's normal. I mean, literally, he just went, no, that's normal. I went, no, it's not normal, it's rock hard. I have to see an osteopath to release all the bloody taut muscles in my neck. He goes, well, no one's going to listen to the osteopath, they're not NHS. Seriously, that's what he said. I said, well, and then he found the letter from the osteopath in my medical notes, and we're going through the medical notes to try and work out all this stuff. And I thought, how can I have a referral and he doesn't know why I'm there? What the actual fuck? So I came out of that appointment having not been listened to, had been dismissed, and basically gaslighted again by a fucking medical professional. And I was so pissed off. Now, I love my GP, he's great. This guy, a few years ago, ATOS were using physiotherapists to do your PIP assessments, and they aren't medically qualified to give you an assessment on your various disabilities, because mind you, you've already been to specialists, yeah, and you've already had all these letters from the specialists, people who trained for many years in that particular field to become a specialist, yeah, and they get a physiotherapist to fucking make, the early PIP, I'm going to go off a tangent here, because I'm ranty. Okay, this is what this person has done my head in. Right, I had my first PIP assessment a few years ago. It's about 10 years ago, and I hadn't worn any of my knee braces all weekend because I thought, right, I'm going to do it lame. Didn't take any medication, and I sat in the waiting room, and I got up, and they said, oh, follow me, and then they made me walk, and this guy was walking 15 feet in front of me. I am in so much pain, I'm holding onto the wall and going along, and really slow, and I'm not putting it on, it was genuinely, I thought, well, this is me at my worst, right, well, pretty much on my worst. And he wrote in the report that I walked unaided and with a normal gait. He was in front of me at 15-20 feet, and I was limping and holding onto the wall to stop myself falling over. And that's the bunch of lying cunts that fucking work as physiotherapists, etc., and doing these reports for the ATOS. bunch of fucking lying cunts. So yeah, this guy has really, really annoyed me. So I've come out of there with nothing, and he goes, well, you know, I'll refer you back to that clinic that you went to. After he told me I have to go and buy my... He goes, well, have you done your pain clinic? I said, oh, yes, I have. I said, is it different from the other pain clinics that you have? Yeah. Do you know what the pain clinic is? I waited 6 months for the referral. Do you know what the fucking pain clinic is? You think, oh, you'll be discussing your pain medication. You'll be discussing how you live with chronic illness and deal with all of that. And, you know, maybe there's some referrals that there is for you for exercise and stuff like this. No. Do you know what it was? Do you know what it was? I had to drive 30 miles to a health centre, and then they, this very lovely nurse, I might add, got a TENS machine out, and she goes, right, well, this is a TENS machine, and this is how you put it on, blah, 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 but you have to buy your own one, but you can have these sticky electrodes because we can't reuse them. So those ones are yours. So I went, oh, is that it? I thought it was going to be a clinic over a period of time where you learn to live with your chronic pain. No. It was driving for an hour to be shown how to use a fucking TENS machine. And then I had to go onto Amazon and buy it for £25. That's the pain clinic. That's the fucking pain clinic. He goes, yeah. And I went, that's not a pain clinic. If I wanted to know how to use a TENS machine, I'd just read the instructions. I said it was a waste of my time. Well, have you had physiotherapy for your back and your neck and everything before? I went, well, yeah, I have actually. And I've got some stretch bands and they're on my desk. Look, got them on my desk. Do I use them? No. I said, I will remind you that I came in here with a severe shoulder pain where I couldn't lift my arm up. Yeah, like that. I said, and the physio told me, different physio, hold a bottle and try and catch it. I said, do you think that was an appropriate thing? I said, then I was then diagnosed after an MRI, after I insisted on an MRI, with a substantial tear on my supraspinatus, which is basically your rotor cuff. It's the muscle that goes blah, blah, blah. And that's that muscle that does that, right? I said, 12 years. 12 years. Oh, you know, that's based on the information at the time. I went, no, it was just lazy. It was just lazy, you know, and I had to go on YouTube and find all this stuff out. So the whole being gaslit by the medical professional, especially when you're a woman, right? You think, oh, you know, you're just being a bit sensitive, you know, got a chip on your shoulder. No. Being gaslit. Every one of them fuckers that you go to, they're specialists for your knees and your shoulder. Oh, you need to lose weight. Oh, you're going to refer me to a program to help me then, because you know I need help, and I'm surely can't be doing everything right, and you know I must be doing something wrong because I'm struggling. Oh no, go and join Slimming World. Oh, do we get a discount code for the referral? No. I said Slimming World doesn't work. If Slimming World worked, you wouldn't have so many repeat customers. Slimming World is about making money. Weight Watchers is about making money. The diet industry is multi-billion-pound industry, and all they want is to make money. They don't give a fuck about you losing weight. They don't. Anyway, so that was yesterday, and then I went shopping. Came home, had a cup of tea. Then I went shopping, and I couldn't find the token for the trolley. So I got the basket. It was in Lidl, and I got the basket with the wheels, and I ended up getting a couple more things like, you know, milk. And it was too heavy in the bag for 2 bags to lift to think. I have a blue badge, right? So I said to the lady in the check, I said, oh, I'm going to be taking this trolley, because you're supposed to load it into your trolley and then pack it over on the counter, aren't you? Well, obviously you can't do that if you've got a bag or a fucking, yeah? Oh, you can't do that. I said, well, I'm going to be. I said, because I'm just literally going to go out. Oh, it's alarm. I've set the alarm off. I went, yeah, I know, and I'll bring it straight back in. It's not going to be a problem. Oh, if I let you do it, it'll be everyone will want to do it. I said, sweetie, I am not trogging with bags to my car. Well, I've got a token here, right? So if I give you this trolley token, you can put your stuff into the bag, leave it there, walk to the trolley park, get the trolley, come back to the till after I've had to walk all the way around because you can only go through one way, load it into my trolley, then take the trolley to my car, and then take the trolley back to the port, and then walk all the way around again to give her the coin back. I went, no. I said, I have a blue badge. I am burnt out. I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm not doing that. I'm going to use this basket, which is just there, and then I'll bring it straight back in. I'm just letting you know out of courtesy. And she's throwing all this stuff through the checkout. And I was perfect. I was pleased, thank you. You know, I was very, very nice. And I thought, I don't need this today. I've already had to deal with this fucking arsehole. And now I'm having to deal with your stroppy arse. And fuck off, basically. And I just smiled sweetly. And I walked through and the alarm went beep, 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 beep. And I thought, fuck you. You haven't got enough people doing the checkout. You got no one checking the fucking beeps. Anyone could walk through there and just stolen anything. Who's stopping you? No one. No one. I am done with fucking job work. Anyway, that was yesterday. And on Monday, I had a tarot reading, which was very nice, actually. And it said a lot of things that I needed to hear. And it gave me hope. And I didn't give them information. They gave me information. So whether you believe in that or not, that's your bag. But that's what I used to do, tarot. I still do it, but it's just like you can't really do your own. And it's that thing of needing outside perspective, looking at your life and saying, yeah. In other news, my son's friend popped round yesterday and said, oh, you've lost weight. I was like, according to my chart, I haven't. So going to the big fat spreadsheet. Week 5 started off 123.2 kilos and ended on 123.0 kilos, which had my average at 123.2, which is about 19 stone 4. And it said I lost 0.2 of a kilo, which is 200 grams, isn't it? The kilo is 1,000 grams. 0.2, yes, I think that's 200. Wow, that's poo, if that. Calories in was lower. Calories outstanding was higher, and I used more energy, but I didn't lose any weight. Okay, this is where it gets frustrating. I did do walking about, as I did that walk around the park, and I've been doing bits and pieces. I did throwing, so when you're throwing knives and that, it's 3 meters, get the knife, walk back 3 meters, throw it, walk there 3, and repeat. And you're doing that for maybe half hour. So you're clocking up a few meters, a few steps doing that. Yeah, and the thing is, I've been feeling really ill all week, because I've just been really depressed, and it's just had a knock-on effect with my body. And I have, when I run down, I could never pronounce this, but a pilonidal cyst. TMI, Google Jeep seat. And it turned into an abscess, which meant I couldn't do my rounders practice this week because it was too fucking painful. So I've been dealing with that. It is highly unpleasant, and it's recurring, you see, when I get run down. Then there was the, it felt like I had the start of a UTI, but I didn't. I had to drink loads of water and then blah blah blah. So I really run down. I also had this thing where sometimes when I put face cream on, I end up having an allergic reaction, and in January I was literally, it was burning, my whole face was burning, and I thought, what have I done that's changed? It's different. And I can put this cream anywhere else on my body, put it on my face. And so, yeah, it started doing that again this week. So, my bum, my bits, my face, all of the good things, they all match here. I've all, yeah, and then dealing with arseholes and having a really low mood. It's just fuck that shit. Just drink my cunty. So there you go, there's 16 minutes of whinging and moaning. But today, other than having the thoroughly unpleasant biopsy this morning, yeah. So I started the weight this morning. I weighed myself and I dropped to 122.3 kilos, which is 19 stone 3. So seemingly overnight, I've dropped a kilo. Yay me. So what have I got planned for this week? Wednesday's nearly over. I've got to chill today because it's so painful. It feels like the worst period pain. I feel like I need to put a hot water bottle on and eat a load of chocolate. Maybe. And now we're into the 20 minutes area, so I might just do this as week 5. I know you're really interested in, or should I just do a long video like I did last time? I don't know. Tomorrow is Thursday. I'm having another week off from my radio show. I just need some time out. I think I've got nothing to give, so I'm just going to stop it. It's the 1st of May, so it'll be Beltane. My furry knives are turning out tomorrow. I had to pay customs on it. It just fucking stung, that did. So yeah, my brand new furry knives turn up tomorrow. My birthday present to myself. I'm really looking forward to that. And the leather is almost that colour blue, because I do like the colour blue. And do you remember I had my hair was purple? Look, a week. It lasted a week. Look at it now. Is that practically blue? Didn't get a chance to wash it this morning, so it went up in a ponytail. Oh, it looks like shit. There you go. That's the start of week 6. Hopefully the rest of this week is going to be much better. I do feel a little bit lighter in myself, as in mentally, as opposed to physically. Have I noticed that my clothes feel looser? No, but the watch, I see I'm swollen now because it's warm. But yeah, that there's a nice gap. So yeah, I'm not ready to take it down a notch yet. I could, but then where I sweat with the edema, it then gets tight. It feels claustrophobic, you know. Get it off. So yeah, that's it really. Thanks for listening to my whinge. My name backwards is I Moan. And yeah, it's great. Yeah. Moving forward, I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like tomorrow. I don't know how my body's going to react to that biopsy. It'd be like having a period for 3 days, you know, where you feel gripey and you know, like, oh, up here I feel fine. It doesn't feel like a period. Down there, my stomach, and it's just delicate. That's the word I think of, delicate. But I'm sure enough codeine will sort that out. I'm laughing now. Yeah, so there you go. that's 20 minutes. You might get another little video tomorrow. Or I might just post this up for now, because that makes it about 25 minutes, right? Maybe. Start week 6 with a... Oh no, this is week 6. Oh, whatever. See what I mean? Fuck it. Fuck it. Just gonna drink my cunty. Walking back to the car. Been playing rounders. Didn't play last week because I had the biopsy. And yeah, that was really painful. So yeah, end of week 6. 5. Week 5. Week 5? Yeah. Different things. Nothing to report, really. No changes. Constipation's eased off. Prune's definitely helping. Mood is definitely helping. Yesterday I was going to do loads of stuff, go for a walk, do things, and ended up just having a mad chronic fatigue day. Couldn't do anything. I just wanted to go to bed, but I didn't. So it's infuriating. But yeah, any difference this week? Got me jab on Sunday, so Saturday, because my friend couldn't come around and do it for other reasons. But yeah, I said I'd do a video outside, and here it is. Right, I have a radio show to go and broadcast in an hour, and yeah, I think it's alright. Weight wise, I've just been running about. Yeah, I was running because playing rounders, and my trousers kept falling down, and so I think that's an indication that I've lost weight. I think weighed myself this morning 122.2 or something like that, so it's sitting about 19.2, 19.3. So yeah, overall so far, what was I, 19? Yeah, so just over half stone, which doesn't seem a lot, but it feels like it's. But yeah, it's good. It's cool. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Yo. How good's this t-shirt? It's so good, right? How rough do I look? Look, it just doesn't stain my hair, the dye. That was permanent dye. I'm doing another haircut. Anyway, I've just updated my spreadsheet, and yeah, I have noticed that my thigh and waist measurements have gone down by a couple of centimetres since I first measured them, like week 1. So yeah, that's noticeable, and the watch strap's still on the same number, but there's a nice big gap, and I've left it like that because where I do expand, thanks to the edema during the day, hang on a minute, sometimes you wake up and it's tight, but yeah, I leave it on that 5th, so hopefully it'll be going down soon. I did notice yesterday when I was playing rounders that my trousers kept falling down, which was very annoying, and they were fresh out of the wash, so they hadn't been worn a couple of times, and then, you know, the fabric sort of isn't so taut, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I was actually running between posts when I was playing rounders, and I'm trying to one hand here to stop my boobs knocking me out, and then one hand here holding up my trousers. They're proper leggings as well, like sports leggings. And I thought, well, what am I supposed to do? There's no loops on them, you can't put a belt on, but what am I supposed to do? Wear braces? Can you imagine braces on this? I don't know about you, but I don't know anyone I see wearing braces is that. So yeah, I'd make myself an easy target, wouldn't I? So yeah, we're just literally today's start of week 7. So last week, let me have a look. I didn't lose any weight last week. I'm looking at the spreadsheet. I averaged at 122.4 kilos. It's quite disappointing. It went down, and then it went up, and then it went down, and then it went back up, and then it went down loads, and then it went back up loads, and yet my calorie intake hasn't changed. I think it's because I've done less, because I had the biopsy on the Wednesday last week, and it was like the first day that I actually exceeded my calorie. Even that's the calorie, it includes the 500 deficit that I put on there. So I went over, because I don't know if you've ever had a hysteroscopy and biopsy. It's fucking unpleasant, and I wanted to eat some cake. I didn't eat a lot of cake. I let myself have a cake, but then some of the choices were like bread, and obviously that's very calorific, so I hit my calories. I think I had wine as well. I'd have to have a look on MyFitnessPal just to remember, but I don't need to, because I just let myself have that day. I still weighed everything, and I still tracked everything, and that's the key, isn't it, is to do that. But compared to the start, I'm just looking, Calories in. Week 2 was less than week 1. Week 3 was less than week 2. Week 4 was higher calories. And then going into the highest strength Mounjaro, only slightly less calories I've consumed. And then this last week, it was still within range, and the calories out has been pretty consistent. But yeah, I mean, overall, apparently, I am. Where am I down now? This thing's really complicated spreadsheet. It's got a lot of information on it. So today's weight was 121.1 kilos, and that's 19.1 stone. And when I started, I was 126.2 kilos and 19.8. So that is just over half a stone loss. So it's going slower than I'd like. I don't feel, even with the double dose, I don't feel less hungry, which is weird. I thought it would amplify it a lot more, and it hasn't. I have noticed that my chronic fatigue wiped the fucking floor. I just wanted to go back to bed. I couldn't do a thing, and I made myself stay up and not like rest, because I had so much stuff to do and I had to do it. And that's the thing, if I sit down for too long in one thing, then I fall asleep, and I don't want to fall asleep because I've already had 8 hours, you know. So yeah, that's quite frustrating. So this is the start of week 7 now. Obviously my videos have really dropped off. I don't know if you want to listen to me to talk for that long either, but then that's another thing, is that putting them all together and putting it on the Clipchamp and stuff. I could lose a few hours easily doing that, and that's more time spent sitting down and seizing up, and then I'm like walking around like an old person. I am an old person. I feel it. I fucking feel it. Yeah, but I've got 48 days ish, 47, 48 days until I go on this trip, and it's 50 days until the competition, and I need to get my my strength up, but also I have to remember that I am disabled. And that's the thing, is that you tell yourself, oh, I am not my disability, I can do whatever, and then when it actually comes down to it, you can't. You try. It all it means, and this is my saying that when I did that, do you know, I don't know if you've seen it, it's on my channel. It's like a 30-second clip of my friend going 160.1 miles an hour, and he's blind and he can barely stand because he had this really bad motorbike accident, and then he had all these seizures and it made him go blind. So he decided that he wanted to do the world champion, the world record of going the fastest blind guy on the motorbike and that. And yeah, I helped set that up. And the tagline that I came up with, because it's true, and this was before all of my issues became apparent, was disabled doesn't mean you can't, it means you just learn to do it differently. I mean, look at the Paralympics. There's guys and girls who are in chairs, or they've got amputees, or they've got, you know, loads of physical issues, as well as probably some other stuff to go with it, and it doesn't stop them owning the thing that they're going in for. And that's the thing you have to sort of go for. But also the flip side of that is is that you can tell yourself all you like, but then when you're in this episode of you ain't getting out of it, and it doesn't matter what healthy mental aptitude you've got, when you're there and you're faced with the fact that, oh, my leg's really swollen and my thingy and I'm really tired, and you think, well, maybe I need some more energy. So you think, right, well, energy, how do I get energy? Like, maybe you have a cup of tea with some sugar in it, or maybe I'll have something to eat to get the energy and stuff like that. And it's just a constant balance of misinformation that you get from absolutely everywhere, literally everywhere. He's like, don't eat oats. Oh no, oats are really good. Or eat beans. Oh no, fiber's really bad for you. No, fiber isn't bad for you. Fiber's really good for stopping you getting stomach cancer, etc, etc, etc. And a lot of people don't eat nearly enough of fiber, and fiber is in lots of fruits and vegetables. So if you're on a low calorie diet, you need to get your fiber from somewhere. Not low calorie, low carb diet. You need to get your fiber from somewhere, and it's not going to be meat. So I urge you to do some research. I mean, even if you just get some fiber gel. I don't know, not a fucking expert, but I have a lot of experience in doing all these fucking diet fads, and they are fads. Motherfucker. Yeah, they are. They're fads. I've been fat most of my life. You can guarantee I have tried most of them to various degrees of success initially, but they don't work. And you know why diets don't work? Because they don't address the why. You can sit there and change your eating habits and all like that. You don't address those reasons why. If you overeat, I don't overeat. That's the frustrating thing as well. I don't fucking overeat. I don't sit there and go, oh, big packet of biscuits, oh, packets of crisps, oh, takeaways. I don't eat any of that stuff. I really don't. And it's assumed that if you're fat that you must eat all these things. Yes, my portions are too big. I know that. And my activities are not enough. I know that. But every time you go and see these experts, when I say experts, I mean medical professionals, and you tell them and you show them, well, this is why I'm doing this spreadsheet. I want to show them and go, look, this is the thing. And you can see it just defies logic. So, I mean, that one, I'm looking at some of these numbers here. They are under the BMR, the basal metabotic, can't say it, metabolism. Oh my God! See what I mean? They are under the BMR, which the gym computer, when you stand on, tells you I should be on 1,950 calories, which is too low. Because actually the amount of calories that I need a day to run my body at this size, yeah, when I was nearly 20 stone, was just shy of 3,000. So when I did follow their thing before, and I logged and weighed and logged everything, tracked it all, my chronic fatigue was so bad I couldn't do a thing. I couldn't go to the, I started off great, loads of energy, that first initial, yeah. And I soon became so, I don't want to use the word crippled, but I was just completely defunct. I had no energy at all. I couldn't even muster up a good going to the gym. I was just like plodding along. There was no effort. There was no energy because I didn't have enough energy to run my body. And that's what it is. And I don't know whether when you've got chronic illnesses, whether you actually use more calories up being in pain 24 hours a day, or what, I don't know. I've not read there's a study or anything. And also when you're in menopause, you use less calories up a month, because when you're menstruating you actually use 300 to 500 calories more a day during your menstrual cycle, as in when you're bleeding. So that's why you crave all those things, and that is true. You can look that up. I found that and it was a man that explained it as well. I was like, what? And I remember at the time going, how did I get to 42 and not know this? How did I know? And there's something within your body that flips over to, that's why you go from you know, feeling okay and good to wanting carbs, wanting sugar, because your body is craving that thing. Because the thing that's going on with your body, the menstruation, is 300 to 500 calories more energy that you need a day. Yeah, that's why you break out of spots and all that lot. So there's various things that go on with your biology that is different from the other person, and so what works for one doesn't always work for others. And it's frustrating. It really is frustrating that I try really hard. I was tracking before I started the jab, yeah, and you can see I haven't exceeded the calorie intake that I had set either before I started doing the jab. So I don't know if I've done this tracking thing to prove to myself, and also to it makes me accountable to my own numbers. That, I don't know, Wednesday the 30th of April, calories in 2,375, which was over my number because of the biopsy. So I went 122 calories over, and I had 2,586 calories used according to Fitbit. Only walking I did was going through the car park, walking from one end of York Hospital to the other, and then not being able to do anything for the rest of the day because I was in a lot of pain from the procedure. And I couldn't even go to rounders the next day because I couldn't do anything for the rest of the week. I literally was feeling very sorry for myself. And yeah, do you know what I mean? So, but I can sit there and go, right, well, I can understand why I went over on that day. And then the next day, we voted. So I actually walked to the leisure centre. We didn't go in the car. And yeah, so I did 5,000 steps. I actually hit my 5,000 steps. And you think, 5,000 steps is not enough. You're right, it isn't. It isn't enough. I should be on 10,000 steps. But I can barely get to 5,000. And then some days, I think on the Saturday, I did 6,400 steps because I was in the garden for 6 hours. So even though I only did that many steps, apparently I did 3,015 calories. And my calories in was 1,945. So I had 305 over. I wasn't hungry, but then why I did 6 hours of hard graft in the garden because I suddenly had energy. I had spoons to use. I came in and it was like, wow, I'm so hungry. But I didn't feel hungry. The jab doesn't make you feel hungry. But then when you're eating, you feel... Yeah, it's weird. I thought I'd be less hungry on the 5 mg. But there you go. That was week 5 and week 6. And that was 16 minutes of your life you're not getting back. Noot noot, motherfuckers. I will see you next week. Or week 8. Week 8, basically, will give you a snapshot of what's going on. I predict, if I carry on like I am now, and obviously, I start gym on Thursday. Tomorrow, I start the gym. And I'm going in guns. Not too hard, because I don't want to fuck myself up. And also, I need to be training every single day now, doing the knives and axes. What's delayed it, other than recovering from the biopsy, is the fact that it wasn't safe to do it in my garden because I lost an axe over my fence, and it took 2 weeks to get it back off them. And they've got kids, and I don't want to be throwing weapons. And then if you don't hit it just right, it ricochets up and just keeps going, and then it's over. So I needed to create a barrier, so I did that the other day, and that's why I was in the garden for 6 hours. I was in there pottering around, and I was moving pots and potting things on and putting gravel down, and just generally having a lovely day in the sunshine, which is exactly what I needed. So now I have secured the area. I can now with confidence go and do it. And also, it's not hot. I hate being too hot. I really do. Nice and cool, lots of layers, throw. So that's what I'm doing. That's my plans, and that's another minute. So yeah, next week, week 7, I predict by the end of it, I will hit below 19 stone. That's what I would like to see. I haven't been I think I was 18.5 stone a year and a half ago, and then I was ill and it crept on. So yeah, 48 days, 50 days till the competition. Yeah, and how I'm going to travel with the jab as well is going to be a bit of a challenge. I think I'm going to have to get one of those thermoses, and if it goes in cold, it should stay cold for a certain amount of time until I get to where I'm going and put it in the fridge. So you're going to have to come up with some ideas for that. And yeah, there's a lot to get ready, and of course ADHD, lastminute.com. Anyway, take me and my natty hair and write up these AGM minutes. Yay! What fun my fucking life is. See you later. Bye.